following podcast is recorded and produced by the Podcast Precinct in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com. The Podcast Precinct. Consistency, creativity, culture.
The Nostalgia Funhouse proudly dedicates all episodes in the loving memory of Connie Chirac. So, Johnny, I've been hearing really great things about this Nostalgia Funhouse. It just brings back so many great memories.
Andrew, the only reason I'm moving in line with you here is that you really vouched for this show. So I'm just going to believe you that this is the show that, I've been wanting, which is just talking about all the fun stuff from our yesteryear and the years before. And I really hate anything meta. So I'm glad that what we're doing right now is not that.
Oh, no, definitely. What is meta? Isn't that Ron Artest's new name?
Well, add World and Peace to it, sure.
Yeah, but this is great. They last year they were tearing play sets and Halloween costumes.
Well, that sounds cool.
They get these weird court recordings from pop culture courts.
Does anybody care about court cases?
These ones are kind of cool. They put Scott Kelvin on trial. Poor old Santa Claus there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, man. You know what's the best part about this is though? Is I hear they always got a really great sponsor. You can check it out right there.
It's Fortress Maximus.
Fortress Maximus!
The colossal Headmaster Autobot City.
Look!
The Terrorcons are attacking! Transform Fortress Maximus!
Master Transformers!
From city to battle station!
Form and meets the eye!
Terrorcons, form above us and destroy Fortress Maximus!
But Fortress Maximus transforms again, this time into a robot so humongous a separate robot becomes its head.
Its power's awesome!
The Transformers!
From Hasbro.
Robots in disguise. That's right. Welcome to the Nostalgia Funhouse. I got my podcast right that time in this intro. I'm Johnny, he's Andrew, and today we're doing something new for us. We're going to take the last episode of a series and talk about it, review it, and maybe try to decide what happened before that. I got a sneaky suspicion Andrew knows on this one.
Yeah, I spoiler alert. I do know what happened in this one.
Yeah, I figured you did. So this was today we're talking about the last episode. It's on Tubi if you want to go check it out.
Yep.
Of Transformers Generation 1, the G1 show, the original, Season 4, Episode 3, titled The Rebirth Part 3.
Yep, came out November 11th, 1987.
I purposely, Andrew, skipped the recap so I wouldn't know.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I thought that was only fair for what we're trying to do here, that I would not watch the recap, so I didn't.
Oh, see, I already knew the whole story.
Yeah. Well, good, because I have a lot of questions here.
It brought back some memories for this one.
I'm going to ask this first question. When it comes to the movie, where does this take place? Is this before or after the movie?
This is after the movie. So this is after They were like, you know what? That first two waves of toys was pretty cool. Guess what? If we kill them all off,
yeah,
this new wave of toys. So yeah, this is after the movie because they're on Cybertron before this.
Yeah, okay.
Right after the. So this would have been this is right after Optimus Prime came back, and he was
because he's back leading the Autobots on this.
Yeah,
that's why I was confused because Megatron's not in this.
No, so if you don't see Megatron and you see Galvatron, it's after the movie.
Okay, all right, that makes sense then. That's what's happening. Then there's no Starscream, there's no Megatron. It's just I did get to see the Dinobots, so I wasn't totally mad.
Yeah, the Dinobots don't die. They kept those guys around.
Yeah, you got to keep Grimlock, man.
Yeah,
Grimlock might be my favorite Autobot or just Transformer. I think.
Really,
I love dinosaurs, man.
You know who mine is now as I've gotten older, and I just recently purchased one of the Studio Series ones because I found it for like $20 on Amazon. Is Cup. I really feel a strong relation to the character Cup.
I don't even know which one that one is. Does he transform into a cup?
No, he transforms into like a space truck, like a very futuristic truck in a way.
Oh, you got to send me a picture. I want to see what this figure looks like.
He's just very much me. Like he tells war stories and
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm like, I remember doing this on this type day. Like yesterday at work, I had to do something, and even though I never served in Vietnam, I respect people that served in Vietnam.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I always,
Yeah, just
I
so
did,
people know, Andrew was in the armed services.
yes. So before I do anything, it's kind of more of like a joke that my friend and I used to do before I do anything. And I'm like, this is something I learned in Nam, even though I should probably say Iraq, but I
I know
think
what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah,
Nam's cooler.
yeah. Other thing I want to point out too is I'd forgotten that this was one of my favorite things. I want to go back and watch this series. By the way, I meant to go back and start watching it again. I stopped after like a couple episodes of season 1, but I want to go back and start watching because it's just Transformers is just fun. It's just a fun show.
It really is. Like when I went to go see, because this is the 40th anniversary of Transformers. When I went to go see the first 4 episodes with my sons, it was really great. Like a lot of people were bitching, like, oh, it's not the movie, it's only the first 4 episodes. I don't know how they didn't get that by, reading is fundamental on things. It's neither here nor near there in the
Yeah, they were very upfront about what you were going to. Yeah.
Yeah. And you realize how great the story is, and like watching the toys that made us and the guys that created the story and the lore of this, the American version of Transformers,
right?
That it just can't be a good guy, bad guy thing, because there's so many cartoons where it's just good guy wants to do something bad or bad guy wants to do something bad, but it doesn't really have a purpose.
Right. Yeah.
We're in Transformers. It's great factions of Optimus Prime wants to get back home, but he wants to make sure humans are safe.
Yeah.
We discussed this when we were off air when we were talking about Transformers, Beast Wars, whatever the movie.
Yeah.
Because I felt like that Optimus Prime wasn't like Optimus Prime the way that he was written. Especially when he was like, you brought a human. Like, I don't think Optimus Prime would have gotten that upset. But
no.
It's here and there. But they're fighting for resources. They're just trying to get back home. But so the Rebirth, this is the final season 4, 3 episodes, and you're done.
Yeah.
Very, very quick. Probably could have made a movie, but
it's probably basically a movie, right? Because it's 3 episodes put together technically.
Yeah.
I mean, I only watched the last part because we only watched part 3, but if you put them together, you got a little movie there.
You get a little movie. It helps introduce the new toys at that point, the Target Masters, the Headmasters.
Yeah.
Because there is a continuing series in Japan based on the G1 called Transformers Headmasters. That's why I keep on saying U.S.
Yeah.
But anime freaks might get or enthusiasts, sorry, anime enthusiasts. I didn't mean anything bad by freaks. Enthusiasts might get mad at me. I'm more of a dub guy than a sub guy, so I can't sit through and watch it.
Oh, okay. You know, like I know some. I used to be that way, but then as I got older and I destroyed my hearing by going to too many concerts and being in the front row, and listening to a lot of music, I now have a great appreciation for subtitles, especially in today's stuff, because I'm not the only old man to complain about this, but like all the sound effects are twice as loud as any of the dialogue in any movie now.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying. I don't need my ears destroyed by the explosion and then not be able to hear what they're saying afterwards. Fix that, Hollywood. The other thing I wanted to point out too that I've forgotten about this series, that's Optimus Prime will always forever be my favorite Transformer. I know I love Grimlock too, but Optimus Prime's number one. My favorite thing, I remember thinking this as a kid to watch this show, is like how they would animate what happens to his trailer when he transforms.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm always fascinated by that. I think it's just because I love animation as well. So like, there's one scene in this, and it's toward the end where they're coming out of the ship. He's rolling out of the ship as his truck form, and then he transforms, and then you just see his trailer just slowly go back into the ship as he walks out. I just love it.
You got to do something with it.
I know, it's so great.
If you go back and watch it, they actually, I don't know if you remember in the original Optimus Prime toy, there was like that little like rover car.
Yes. Yeah.
They use that in like the first 2 seasons, or like in the first season.
Oh man, I
They
told you I'm gonna go
use
back
it
and
to
watch
like
this.
go into somewhere to like check out, like a scout bot, like a little scout thing.
Yeah.
But
All right, but this the first thing we see here is RC, who they call the lady transform, basically the lady transformer. She gets eaten.
yes, by Scorpionox.
Yes, Scorpionox eats RC, and they got to go save her. She's taken away. She has like a special key or something. I think
For
you
the
find this out later.
plasma energy chamber.
Yeah.
That
And you always got to trust Spike. I remember that too. Spike says, "Hey, trust me." You trust Spike,
yeah,
except for at one point he like he's literally grown up with the Transformers, with the Autobots. He knows they will always save the day, and they know that his kid means a lot to them, and that he should trust that they're going to save his kid, and he can go ahead and do what Optimus Prime has asked him to do.
never
But
do.
no, he's got to save his kid first, which he doesn't even do.
No, I like that too. Prime's like, no, listen, because the whole thing with the plasma energy core there, plasma energy will.
I'm laughing because if you haven't watched any of this is such nonsense. If you're just listening to this episode of the podcast and you have no idea what, if you've never seen Transformers or not this episode, you're like completely lost in this conversation.
But it's good. Go back and watch it.
Yeah.
It will affect. It will affect robots or mechanical things, but it will not affect organic.
Exactly.
So therefore, Spike is the only person that can really shut anything down.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, Spike, get this done before this happens. But there's also a great little like thing in here between Spike and Cerebros, where Cerebros is like, I'm done. I just want to.
And he doesn't want to fight anymore.
No, he just wants peace. He just wants to be left alone. And Spike, once again, trust.
Yeah, which I related so much to this.
Are you Cerebros one of your guys too?
Yeah. I related to that a lot. Like I'm just when it comes to drama and that kind of stuff, I'm always like, man, I don't want anything to do with this. Just gotta leave me out of it. Also, this kind of comes to the point of you were saying earlier that there's the even the bad guys like have different motivations, it seems, in this. Right? Like I'm coming at this just at the last episode, so you'll probably have to fill in the blanks for me here. Because one of my notes literally says, what the hell is happening? And that's because suddenly out of nowhere, I guess now the Transformers merge with humans and humanoids, and they have to for some reason. They become stronger. I got a very big the black hole vibe.
So when I don't
Maximilian, there's a Maximilian vibe going on.
So pretty much I'm trying to remember what they were called after I just got done watching the Nebulons. Okay, so they're warring against pretty much each other in a way.
Yeah,
there's like a rebel force, and then there's like an evil force, and there's all these evil like robots on there. They're not Transformers; they're just robots.
Oh, okay, all right.
So how this all starts is something happens to Daniel. And Daniel can't walk like underneath his own.
Right. So he has to use a robot body basically to get around.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, we'll use RC's head. And RC donates her head. But the thing is
so that's why they're so connected then.
So
okay. All right. That's making some more sense to me.
Okay. So then all of a sudden, once again, this is all to sell toys. So they need to come up with.
Yeah. 100% understand this. Yeah.
Okay. So then all of a sudden they're like, hey, I think one guy's really like a really good like shot or something. So they're like, hey, wonder if you become my weapon. And then that way they become headmasters and target masters.
Okay.
So the headmasters, once they transform, the heads are small robots like you saw, and they are in charge. The target masters, so imagine like somebody shooting at you, and all of a sudden their gun transforms and they come running at the gun.
Yeah,
comes
I
in.
did notice. I didn't notice
Yeah.
that. Like just
Yeah,
transforming.
but
into
it's
guns.
more or less them to become more powerful to help them, fight back this, evil on their planet, and then also to help the Autobots fight the Decepticons.
Yeah. The other thing too that I really absolutely love. It's going to sound like I'm making fun of it, and I guess I am, but I promise you, I really love this. Is that now some of these Transformers have facial hair?
Oh yeah. Well, you'll see.
Freaking love it.
It's been like that for. It's been like if you go back and watch. So Alpha Trion has like
It's
a
so great.
has a mustache, and then he has like the little like Jim the Anvil Nyhard beard going.
I mean, I get it because if you don't do stuff like that to sort of distinguish some of them, then they're all going to kind of look very similar in the face. So I get why they're doing that, but it's just very funny. If you think about that, they're not organic, but they have beards and facial hair.
I think it adds like you said, it adds character. But
I love it.
It is funny.
Great.
It is funny.
Yeah.
It is funny because
there's also a sort of underlining of having faith in this episode. Because I don't know who Vector Sigma is.
that's like the main computer on Cybertron. Like,
okay, because that's who told Optimus Prime.
I think it's the core.
I saw that movie once. It's a long time ago. I don't remember if I liked it or not. That's how much an impression it left on me. But the point is, like Optimus Prime says multiple times that he believes what Vector Sigma told him, that he's gonna Vector sort of pretty much lays out that Spike is going to save the day, kind of sort of like he foretold it, I guess. It's sort of what it seemed like. A lot of sort of, I wouldn't say religious, but having faith and belief, sort of like that, which Transformers I don't think has ever really shied away from. I mean, technically the Transformers have souls. I mean, it's what the Allsparks are, right? Basically, is their souls.
Yeah. Yeah, Vector Sigma is a powerful supercomputer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's trying to jumble through memories of after trying to think of 50 South Park characters yesterday on the pen.
Yeah, check out the panel or not. I don't know how your sensibilities are. But
for sensitive, don't.
If you're sensitive, do not check it out. But yeah, if you like shows like South Park, then I guess sense of humor can probably handle it. There's a lot of action in this. This is only 23 minutes long, and there's a ton of action in this.
There is, and the reason why I picked this for two reasons. Okay,
First, you love Transformers.
Well, okay, three reasons.
Well, we both love Transformers, but you really love Transformers.
Yeah. For three reasons. So we couldn't do the Ninja Turtles
because not all the seasons of it are up for you to stream.
Yep. I love Transformers, and it is the debut of one of the coolest he's now considered a Titan ever in Transformers history.
So I'm assuming that's one of the ones that can get big, right?
Yeah. Scorponok is cool, but there's something cool about Fortress Maximus because that's such an awesome name.
That is an awesome name, and he's also the one who doesn't want to fight too, right? But he's kind of part of what's that other one's name? They're sort of together. I thought I was very confused by this.
So if you buy the original G1, it's all three. So
okay,
Spike is the head of Cerebros.
Right.
Rebirth is the head of Fortress Maximus.
That's it. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yeah. I know. Again, this will sound confusing if you haven't seen it, but you pointing it out to me makes sense because I have seen it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how that
basically becomes a giant robot, is what it becomes.
Yeah. Jeez, Johnny.
Yeah. Think when the like one of the Constructicons would come together and form a giant robot in a way.
Those. Okay. I'm gonna get real dorky on you. Please.
No, go. Please do. I love dorky stuff.
So he Fortress Maximus is considered what's called a Titan. Like
Right, yeah. Because he does
Okay.
he's not like
Yeah.
he's not like
So-
5 different Transformers coming together. He's
no,
not that.
so those are like your combiners.
Yeah, that's you got
Your combiners like Minosaur, Predaking, and stuff like that. There's tons.
yeah. The ones I remember is Constructicons
Yeah.
would do it, and of course the dinosaurs would do it.
No, they do it now. They didn't do it in the cartoon.
Oh, really?
It was the
Why
aerial.
did I always think they did that?
It was the aerial bots.
Oh yeah, I remember that now that you said that, but I have a distinct memory of the cartoon. Why do I think that then?
No,
Maybe I just wanted that to be true.
everybody wanted it to be true. I think they ended up making the toy recently where they all do connect.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm trying to put together that with
like Fortress Maximus would
Power Rangers for some reason. I don't know.
crush Devastator.
Oh yeah.
That's why you gotta go. There's a great series that I saw. It's like Titans Return Transformers, but they're like all 15-minute episodes long. I gotta try it. It was like an internet series when that was like a thing. You remember when we're doing webisodes?
Oh yeah. Oh, I definitely remember episodes.
Yeah.
I watched all of the Office when the Office did webisodes of the accountants.
Oh,
And I watched that because I'm a big fan of Kevin. So,
I love Kevin too.
Kevin's amazing.
But
my favorite Kevin part is when they're at that wedding and he's putting his they literally the hotel literally destroyed his shoes because they were so awful.
oh
So he's walking around barefoot, or no, he's walking around in shoe boxes, I think, or something like that. And it's after the wedding, and he's talking to the camera, and he's so excited, and he's like, "Hey, I got 7 numbers," and he's like, "A couple more, and I got a full phone number." Kevin's the man.
I love it when he made up his own numbers.
I love it. One of the best cold opens ever is that one where Dwight does the fire in the office.
Oh yeah.
And there's all kinds, if you go back and watch it, there's all kinds of little things you might miss. Like my favorite part's the cat going through the roof and coming out the other side. That makes me laugh every time. But there's also a scene where everybody's panicking and Kevin decides to go and just break up the snack machine. It's so freaking great.
Or the one where the new HR lady thought he was mentally challenged.
Yes.
That was...
Oh man! All right, but back to Transformers.
Yeah, back to Transformers. So they do succeed in, like, the Decepticons open up the plasma energy chamber. Then
what? Okay, what exactly is Galvatron's plan here? Because he's bringing Cybertron toward Earth, is what he's doing, right?
To destroy Earth.
Okay, I mean, I got that, but what's his ultimate end goal here? I know he wants to be like the main supreme ruler of the whole universe or something like that. I get that, but I don't understand how destroying Earth would lead to that. Like, I feel like he's missing some bullet points in his plan here to me. You know, it's kind of like the again South Park reference, the underwear gnomes, like when they're telling them their plan. And like their plan is, you know what I'm talking about? Where like there's like missing points to get to their.
I don't know if it's destroyed Earth for the resources type deal, because at the one point they reverse Spike all of a sudden reverses everything and it sucks in energy instead of shooting it out.
Yeah.
Because pretty much the whole goal is to get resources to regenerate Cybertron.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's the ultimate goal for both. One wants to do it any way as possible. One wants to do it as peaceful as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what Galvatron is trying to do. After watching this, I realized Galvatron sucks. After the movie, Galvatron is horrible. That's probably my biggest note that I didn't write down that I got from this. Galvatron is the worst. I don't know how he is in Headmasters or anything else, but he is the absolute worst leader, and I can see why this died. Like after the movie made him so great, and then all of a sudden Actually, even in the movie, he's kind of like the lackey. He always
Yeah.
seems to me he's the Darth Vader to the Emperor.
But he's not the Emperor, right? Yeah,
But you give you like
I know what you're saying.
He's Darth Vader.
But he's not as cool as Darth Vader.
No, no, definitely not. Well, no, the movie he doesn't even nah. He could come a little bit close, but he's never. I don't think he ever wins anybody over. And I understand you got to get new toys out, but Megatron and Optimus Prime are just so classic.
Yeah, iconic, I would say.
Yeah, iconic together in every aspect. Like when you
Yeah.
look back on Transformers,
It's Batman. It's Batman Joker.
yeah, when you look back on Transformers to somebody casual or somebody that even enjoys it but doesn't like delve into it,
Right.
you go Optimus Prime Megatron. You don't always
Yeah.
go Optimus Prime Galvatron or Rodimus Prime Galvatron because
I would dare say the first two, and I would probably say three if you throw in Bumblebee just because it's come popular here lately.
I don't.
But it would be Optimus Prime and Megatron would be probably the first two people would think of off the top of their head.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the first two I said or I just went off Autobots. I did so well on that one. I got killed. Let me just go on pretty much every category, but it got to the point when it was naming Transformers and I had to name 20 that Johnny was like, you can stop now.
Yeah, he named well over 20. He nailed that one, which I knew you would. I had faith in you on that one for sure.
But even in this one, Galvatron is second fiddle to, the guy doing that's running Scorponox. Like,
Yeah.
Galvatron's not beating Scorponox at all. And yet he needs them. But that guy's like, even in the end, when they're like, oh, I'm glad you got this, bucket of bolts up. You know how they always do that in every cartoon with robots.
Yeah.
And even the guy you can tell was plotting against Galvatron once again.
Yeah. I never understood how, and this is not just a Transformers issue. This is like any, especially 80s and 90s cartoon bad guy issue, is how any of them got anything done. If they have any remotely competent other villains with them, because like they're just going to constantly betray and backstab each other.
Yeah, because that's like in every cartoon.
It's a constant grabbing of trying to grab for power, which makes sense for bad guys. I get it, unless you're like the reason that Krang and Shredder work is because they need each other, and they know that they need each other. And Bebop and Rocksteady aren't smart enough to want to try to do anything. So that's why those four for the main bad guys of the Turtles kind of work. But like even in that, you have Shredder and Krang sort of taking turns over being who's more in charge.
Or they kind of do a little bit of a plotting against each other.
Yeah, they're sort of, but overall they have the same goals in a way when they can help each other in those goals. But like even here, like even toward the end, the last thing you see of the Decepticons is those two, Galvatron and what's the Scorponox guy, kind of arguing over who's going to rule the galaxy, even though they're in the same room together.
Yeah, no, there's got to be that conflict. But
yeah,
like I said, Spike reverses the energy, they absorb energy, and this is where Cybertron gets back to its golden age once again. And you know what's funny is they show Bumblebee at the end, but they show Bumblebee, but in the third season, he changes completely different. He's got like the Optimus Prime face mask and he turned gold. And I think they call him like Gold Bug or something. Yeah, Gold Bug. And now he's completely back to normal at the end. But that's just animation in the 80s.
Yeah.
And that's what I chalk that up to.
I mean, the reason that I love 80s and 90s animation is that they're always trying to get out as cheap as possible.
Yes.
And so I always love seeing the little shortcuts they can take, which as a kid may not be like, you may not even notice them as a kid, but when you get older, you most certainly, it's a fun thing to see how many, they didn't do it in this episode, but where they were like just reuse the same cell, a few times, that type of thing. Always love that.
Especially in the old ones. What was it? What were the two mouses called? Pink.
Mickey and Minnie.
No. Pixie and Trixie, I want to say.
What show are we talking about here?
It's an old, they used to play it on like Cartoon Network. It was like Pixie and Trixie, and they were two Mises, as I think the cat Jinxie would say. And he would always like, "Ooh, I hate these Mises."
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
Yes. Now I do. Yes.
But if you
Yeah.
watch the chasing, that hallway has like 90,000 end tables in it. Like it's
Yeah.
just countless end tables.
Yeah. I love that stuff.
But I think,
But the good guys win thanks to Spike really coming through and helping.
yep.
A lot of action happens in there. A lot of transforming, like left and right. They're transforming like willy nilly in this fight.
Oh, Fortress Maximus makes like 90,000 sounds.
Yes. Yeah. It keeps going like that. That's my Transformers sound. I'm very proud of it.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
But how did you? So did you enjoy this? I know this is your first.
Yes.
Time, you know.
Yes. I had not seen these. I definitely watched this cartoon as a kid because I love Transformers. One of my favorite Christmas memories was my aunt one time got me an Optimus Prime. And I remember just loving that. I played the freaking heck with that toy. So I very fond memories of that. I love this show. But I didn't have any memories of this at all. So I don't think I ever saw this before.
To be honest with you, I don't think I saw this either. I don't. Yeah, I didn't see anything after the third season when Optimus Prime came back.
Yeah, yeah.
So this kind of like snuck in, but then again, no, this is before Ninja Turtles. What was it? Probably G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, this is very fun. I really liked it. It's very, and despite the fact that I was really lost because I didn't know what was happening. You can kind of kick as long as you kind of know the basics of Transformers, you'll still be okay. Right. Like I can still kind of follow along overall with the overall arch of this. And I really enjoyed it. And I would be Grimlock.
Jeez. In this one, I don't like how they did Ultra Magnus, where they're like, just that was the crazy part too, where they're like, we need more power, just rip out their energy cores.
Yes, very harsh. Yeah,
very, very harsh. Let's see, if I had to be somebody in this, I think I'd be Spike.
Yeah, I think yeah,
where you're like, hey, I know you don't want to fight anymore, but if we don't fight this one last time, kind of like he's explaining to Cerebros.
Yeah, I think I'd be Cerebros. That's who I'd really be. Yeah.
So there you go. We'd be together, and I would have to explain to you, like, listen, we just got to do this one thing.
Which is how we do our podcast, because I'm always saying, Andrew, I don't want to do this anymore. And you're like, Johnny, we just got to do one more podcast.
One more. But that's the great part about the ending, though, too, is it's the golden age of Cybertron comes back. Everything's fine. Just if you want a happy ending, don't watch this. Just watch it.
Yeah, yes. Because this kind of has a conclusion in a way. I mean, it is sort of open-ended in how they leave the Decepticons, but it's overall a very happy ending. And
because they use Cerebros on Nebulos, and they're like, hey, destroy these guys, live on this planet peacefully, and just be their guardian. Just in case. Like, I know you don't like to fight, but be a guardian. You can still chill. And I'm sorry if I'm trying to take over a planet and I know Fortress Maximus is there, I'm not touching it.
Yeah, there's so many other planets.
Yeah.
Just pick a different one. Yeah. Very fun episode. I really loved it. What are we rating this episode out of?
Let's see. Are we doing it as a conclusion episode, or are we just doing it as an episode?
Oh,
that's the question.
Let's do both.
I think if I'm watching this, even though I know it's the last one, like say I'm walking into a room and somebody's watching this and I see the conclusion, I feel I would give it a 4 because I would want to go back and watch the rest.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
And then as a conclusion, I think it's a 5 out of 5 because actually, no, because you threw that in doubt. I'll give it a 4.5 because it's not like the Decepticons were like flipping through space.
Right. Yeah.
Like you said, they left.
It's not a Darth Vader New Hope ending at all. It's
Yeah. That's where I'm at with that.
I think I would give a 4 out of 5 for both. No, I give 4.5 out of 5 for the ending, for as an ending. Because it does feel like a very good ending where it makes sense. You can kind of go anywhere with that. You can take it as an ending to a show or also as a starting point for a new version of the show. Like they did that part pretty great. So I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5 Grimlocks. And for just as an episode, it's incredibly fun episode. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 Cerebros.
No ripping power cords out.
No. It just needed a little bit more Weird Al Dare to Be Stupid, and I would have loved this.
That's greatest soundtrack ever.
It's so good. Really, if you can work in Dare to Be Stupid and it's amazing, that's just how you know the movie's great.
Works perfect for those characters. Go back and watch our review of Transformers, the movie. Go find that because I made Johnny watch that too.
Yeah, but I wasn't mad. I enjoyed it. So yeah. Overall, this was great.
Yeah. So, we're gonna probably be doing another one. I got another one. I don't think we're gonna be doing one soon. I think it's not gonna be until August because I haven't seen it, but I heard about it. We're gonna be doing this again in August. It's the last episode of Webster.
Okay, that's a good one because I also I've definitely remember Webster, but it's been so long ago, and I'm just going to also assume that I never saw the last episode of that. So
I've only seen the gist of it. I'll tell you off air a little bit, but actually, you know what? I think I just want you to watch it.
No, just let me go in cold.
Yeah, because I think you're gonna enjoy it.
But we're gonna be doing soon, sort of like a Jim Henson month for us for this show. We're going to do a lot of Jim Henson, a new documentary called Idea Man's on Disney Plus. Jim Henson, it's very good, though it's also very Disney. So just know that going in, it's very they make it sound like he was very happy to sell the Muppets to Disney and how great an idea it was. That's not necessarily the whole truth there. But other than that, it's a very good documentary that I do recommend. So
July.
So in July, we're going to be talking a lot of Jim Henson. But what are we doing next week on the Nostalgia Funhouse, Andrew?
Let me see. I think I screwed something up here.
Oh, we all screw stuff up. That's part of being human.
We are going to blind rank because I wanted to get this as I read just the schedule for our Jim Henson month. We're going to blind rank talking animals. So you have to blind rank talking animals. I needed to
all right. I can't wait to do that. It's going to be exciting. This is where, of course, he's going to just give me, and I don't know what order they're going to come in. Also, I'm not going to know which ones they are. And I have to put them in a rank. And it's usually horrifying for me because he'll save good ones for the end, and I'm not going to know what to do. So stay tuned for that. It'll be fun, especially if you know my affinity for talking animals. Yes. I blame Homeward Bound for that. So
we're putting in anything that talks, even if the humans can't hear it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. So you gave me a wide spectrum now.
Yeah. If it's an animal and you hear their voice, I think it counts. Okay. So Garfield would count. Any of the animals from any of the main 3 animals from Home. I must have said Home Improvement. Homeward Bound would count.
Those are children. Damn it.
No. I promise you, I heard JTT's voice come out of a lion cub before. So
that is true.
But stay tuned for that. That'll be a lot of fun. Make sure you check out our social medias. Andrew does a phenomenal job with that, especially our Facebook page. Go check that out.
Yes. Leave us a review And with that being said, what may not be nostalgia for you may be nostalgia for some.
Transformers roll out.